For my manager interview for PRT 266, Section 601, I interviewed Caitlin Zebart, who works for the Ironman Corporation. She lives in Florida, so I had to conduct the interview via email. For ease of reading, I transferred her responses to a document. My questions are in bold, and her answers are tabbed beneath. So let's get started. My first question was, what is your job title? She is an Ironman merchandise event store manager. What responsibilities do you have? I travel to Ironman events all over the country and manage the merchandise store that we set up on location. What do you enjoy the most about your job? I'd have to say that traveling is my favorite part of this job. I get to travel all across the country, and that to me is priceless. What do you dislike the most about your job? I hate tracking the inventory that we have to sell. Sometimes things go missing, and it's hard to tell if it's from one of the temporary employees I hired or if it was stolen. What job or jobs did you have before this? I worked for Silverback Enterprises before Ironman, where I helped with multiple 5K color runs. Why did you choose this job? Well, I knew this job entailed a lot of traveling, something I love to do. I also really enjoyed helping with the color run 5Ks I assisted with earlier. And also I knew that this job isn't a typical year-round job. I would spend 8 months on the road and 4 months doing other activities such as helping other divisions. How did you hear about this job? While I was working for Silverback Industries, we partnered with Ironman and was able to land my current job from having connections within those two companies. What is your dream job? I would love to see how far I can get with Ironman right now, but I don't really have a dream job in mind. I just know that when I want to settle down, I'll be in one location and not having to travel all the time. Not really the way to start a family, you know. What is a typical day at work like for you? Well, what you saw is pretty much what I do. On the first few days of the event, we set up the store and stock it. Then we manage the store. We always have people in the back for inventory, like what you did. We have people at the cash registers, and then we have people running the floor helping customers. How long have you worked for Ironman? I have worked for Ironman since May 2014, so 2 years now. What's the hardest part of your job? Traveling is a passion of mine, but being on the road is probably the hardest part. I am constantly having to find hotels to stay in and places to eat. But most importantly, I have very little turnaround time between races, so in the 8 months I do work, I'm always go, go, go. How do you find people to work races for you? I typically send emails out to sororities and fraternities if it's my first time, and then I'll email the people who worked for me last year if they are good workers, and those people send emails to their friends. So word of mouth is a good way to sum it up. Do you have any advice for me regarding how to work my way up the chain? Well, I feel like my answer is kind of cliche, but just work hard and go the extra steps to make yourself stand out. Like show up early and stay late for a few weeks or months. That will get you some eyes looking at you. What college did you go to? Concordia University, River Forest in Chicago. What is/are your degrees? I was a dual major. I have a BA in Business Administration and a Bachelor's of Applied Science and Marketing. Where's your ideal place to work? I love being able to travel, so it's hard for me to stay in one place. But if I had to say one place, I'd probably say Florida. What do you do in your off time? Well, in my off time, since I don't work a typical 12-month job, I help assist the planning and design department with inbound shipments from the warehouse and staff apparel. What do you look for in people you hire part time? I need honest people who will show up on time and do what I ask them to do. Also, I need people that are friendly and can lift some heavy boxes. Is it difficult to train the new staff you hire? Not really. Most of them are college or young adults who already have had a job, and they pick up on what they need to do fairly quickly because it's not like they have a difficult job. I'd say the hardest part is either setting up the actual store or running the cash register. Most of the time, I have people who have already ran a cash register before to do it. Is it difficult to have to work with so many different people? Like you have to find new staff each race. I kind of like that part of the job. I get to meet so many new people, and I typically hire the same staff back each year unless someone can't work that weekend. But no, it's not that difficult. Like I said earlier, they pick up on the tasks easily, so I just have to manage everyone, which can be overwhelming sometimes when I have to look over several areas at one time. Sometimes, though, I find some great workers, but it's not like I can take them with me to other cities, so that part sucks. So this concludes my interview for PRT 266, Section 601. Thank you.